Scary, shocking, and full of secrets. A new best-selling book shining a spotlight on a really terrifying reality.
Medical examiner and author Dr. Carol Soloway joins us to talk about it. Doctor, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So as a chiropractor, state-appointed qualified medical examiner, what inspired you to write this book, and what's it all about?
Well, it doesn't matter what our profession is, actually. It's just every one of us as a parent feels like we have to protect our child. I mean, that is our number one priority. And when we don't, or when something happens, our whole world is shattered. So yes, being a qualified medical examiner, I do write medical legal reports all day long, but my passion is really making sure that people know what's going on in the world. And what do I say? After reading this book, a parent will never look at his or her child the same. So I took people into the home and heart of a family whose child is abducted.
It's just terrifying. And that whole world, that underground world, like the sex trafficking stuff. And this is like a 6-year-old, isn't it, in your book?
It's a 6-year-old who's abducted at a mall, which is unfortunately also. Do you know that two classrooms of children every day do not return home?
No, it's just
they
unreal.
are abducted.
And this does happen.
Well, and this is quite different, obviously goes without saying, than your first best-selling novel, Sex Happens. Different titled, completely different story. So why the difference in storytelling here?
Well, the first novel is about a woman who loses custody of her children. So it's kind of the same things that are so close to my heart as a mother. And in that novel, what happened was I had suddenly gotten invited to keynote at various functions where they were getting funds for different charities. So when my son told me he was involved with Child Rescue, an organization that does go in and rescue children and rehabilitates them, I said, well, I'll write a novel. And 25% of the funds will go towards child rescue.
And I know that's one of the reasons behind, it's like the main reason behind why you wrote that. And then you got to promote your book and travel all across the country to meet people. Tell us about what that was like and sharing this story.
Well, I did that with Sex Happens, but this is just the beginning. You are the first. Well, no, that's not true. Yesterday
We're right at the top.
You're at the top. You're at the top.
Her Gracie's
got me excited.
Her Gracie's gone. Yeah, you're at the top. But yesterday I spoke at the eWomen organization, eWomen Network of Tucson, and that was fabulous. And now you are my very first TV appearance. And we're going across the country, all the way to Vermont in our RV.
Great, excellent. So as a reader, obviously, it's not easy to talk about these things, about trafficking, about abduction, etc. Why would someone want to pick up a book about that?
So many people have told me, well, first of all, I've gotten a lot of people who've said they've read it in 2 days, yes. But so many people have said that I can't read that. And I tell them, you know, this book is written from the scar. In other words, it's written from the family who's impacted. Nothing happens to the child. Spoiler alert, nothing happens to the child.
No, but then that makes me feel like, okay, I can open this book.
Yes, that is why. I did not want to go into the gory details of the child. I wanted the parents to see what it feels like. The father, when the child is returned, looks at her like she's sunrise, and to him, she is.
She is.
And that's what I wanted. So, spoiler alert, I mean, you'll never figure out who took the child. That's guaranteed. Okay. But, you know, it's just so important for us to feel that, because when we feel, we act.
Right. Well, I would think that this would almost empower parents. You know, it's like going into it knowing everything's going to be okay. It's like, oh, okay, I can kind of get a handle on what this reality is and how to protect my child a little bit more.
Well, one of the terrifying scenes in the book is the day after the child is abducted, is Easter, and her gift from her uncle is one of the safety watches.
Oh gosh.
And you see it on the table.
An emotional page turner. Thanks so much for sharing it with us.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. And I'm so happy to hear that it does benefit so many children. If you would like to get a copy of Dr. Soloway's novel, Gracie's Gone, you can find it on Amazon.com. And also, again, 25% of the proceeds from sales goes to child rescue efforts.
Just amazing.